Hi everyone, it's Booney. I wanted to add two more things related to the law and ethics question in terms of informed consent. Those two things are related to disclosing a rate and the risks and benefits of doing therapy. So in terms of the rate, the therapist is legally and ethically obligated to share what their rate is with you. You know, it's kind of like bamboozling you if you assume that the rate is like $50 and then they say, oh no, it's $500 million. You know, that's very poor business practice. And I think it's highly unethical to do that. So you should know where it's stated clearly on the contract, and also when they do the phone consultation or whatever email or however you communicate with them to agree to services, that this is the rate and this is what you agree to pay. Second thing is related to the risks and benefits of doing therapy. There is high risk to doing therapy. It's a very vulnerable space to be in. You're going to potentially delve into traumas, attachment injuries, and woundings, and repairing intergenerational things and patterns that you are inheriting. So there's a lot to work with, and before it, so there's this thing that before it gets better, it gets worse. Many times it does. Many times it does get worse before it gets better. And so the therapist must be able to explain that process to you so you know what you're getting into to a certain degree. I think that sometimes we think that therapy should always make you feel better, that you should come out of the session feeling good about yourself. It's not always the case. Sometimes in the beginning you're on a high, you feel good that someone finally understands you, and yet when you really start working into the deep stuff, getting into like the internal shadow things and the pains that we're unlocking and digging through, there's going to be pain. There's going to be a lot of overwhelming things that you're going to have to learn how to cope and manage. And hopefully with the tools that the therapist gives you, the space and acceptance that they give you, like the presence, that really will help. I think it can help so much to have someone witness your story. And that's why I think therapy is more powerful than having a friend or paying a friend. It's not the same thing. There's very technical, unspoken, intangible things that are involved in the art of healing, the art of therapy. And so it's always been difficult to describe. And yet when you're healing very tender wounds, very deep pain, I will repeat that it comes with risk. You know, you have to let walls down. You have to learn how to trust. You have to learn to be vulnerable. This takes time. And the therapist that you see may not be the therapist that quote unquote heals you. It may take 5 therapists. It may take your individual readiness for change. This joke that adulthood really is to heal from our childhood pains. Like, that's it. You know, we get wounded so much that the things that repeat, the things that we perpetuate, the things that stay with us takes time to undo. Because if we lived our life a certain way, if we've had this pain for a certain amount of time, it's going to take a while to unlearn that self-love, acceptance, cultivating compassion to empower yourself and grow and let go. You know, all these things really do take time. And again, I'm going to repeat it because it's important to acknowledge the reality of therapy. It does come with risk, but the benefit is this release from pain, this individual journey to cope with life as it comes, to be more present and enjoy the moment, to have more gratitude and joy. These are potential benefits. Everyone has different goals for therapy, and yet there's so much potential, like beauty and joy and a possibility that comes with healing your wounds and your inner things. And I think that it can be worth the risk. And sometimes, you know, you might have to get referred out when it's not a good fit. Not every therapist is going to be a good fit for you. It's like personality matches, individual scopes of competencies, like scopes of practice. It's different for every therapist that you reach out to. And your life path. You know, we have different stages of life, and sometimes it's just not the right time to heal if we're not mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually ready for that change. We have to prep. And sometimes the therapist that you're seeing is going to help you with the prep work. Maybe they won't see the fruit grow on the trees that they're planting with you, but you know, it's worth it. All of it can be worth it. And we do have to take that leap of faith to trust and try again when we are not pleased with the outcome. If we don't think that it's a good fit, You know, it's an individual journey and it can be slow at times. And sometimes when the timing is right, when you're ready, when you're done a lot of work, and it's time to blossom and grow really fast. So it's very unique, very individual, and sometimes we have different seasons of being dormant, hibernation, you know, preparing soil for change, and sometimes the seeds are ready to grow and then they grow really fast. And so it really depends on timing, context, the person that you're working with, your individual story, a lot of things. And so like the risk and benefit of doing therapy, it comes with both. It's a balance, and yet, you know, you have to let go of some things to prepare for the next stage, and all the things that you're letting go and healing from will be that nutrition for your next growth and stage of life. So that's my way of describing the risk and benefit of therapy, and I hope it resonates with people. If you have your own metaphors or descriptions for the risks and benefit of therapy, please share in the comments below. And again, this is a public space, so please be mindful of what you're willing to share with others in the public. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care.